Kinchev. Hardy Warrior, Hanak. White flag raised. That off. Sluggish start by Montreal. A mile in front of them in the Frank Conroy EBF maiden. It is Hardy Warrior taking the field along, followed by South Island in third. A length and a half back is Ginchev. Moving up through the field is Montreal to dispute fourth with stable companion Pierre Bonnard. And then Hanak, Accelerate, and That's No Joke is the back marker. Racing towards the end of the back straight. 5.5 furlongs to go. The leader by a length and a half is Hardy Warrior and Dylan Brown McMonigal. And second is South Island and Gavin Ryan. Just third is Ginchev and Gary Carroll from Montreal and Ryan Moore as they head for the halfway stage. And then Pierre Bonnard on the outside of Hanak. The Greys Accelerate. And less than 2 lengths back to That's No Joke, who continues to trail the field. In front is Hardy Warrior from South Island, building up a couple of lengths advantage over Montreal, who moves to take third from Ginchev, and then Accelerate Pierre Bonnard, and then Hanak, and That's No Joke. 3 furlongs to run, the Frank Conroy Irish EBF Mile Maiden. And it's Hardy Warrior, followed by South Island, nudged along in second. Being asked to try and close in third is Montreal as they turn into the straight with 2 furlongs to go. And kicking from the front is Hardy Warrior into a 3 lead over South Island and Montreal getting reminders. Then Accelerate and Pierre Bonnard. Dropping out tamely is Ginchev, but out clear is Hardy Warrior and Dylan Brown McMonigal by 5 lengths well inside the final furlong. It is Hardy Warrior not stopping in front and is winning impressively the Frank Conroy Irish EBF Maiden. Second, South Island, Montreal in third, and fourth went to Pierre Bonnard.
Well, experience has very much come to the fore. It's an O'Brien trifecta. Joseph O'Brien with the winner, Donnacha O'Brien with the second, and Aidan O'Brien third with the favourite Montreal, who was slow out of the stalls and wasn't able to land a telling blow, but has shaped okay here in his racecourse debut, I think you'd have to say. But the winner, who was really going on nicely at a big price on his debut at Killarney 10 days ago, Don has stepped forward very, very nicely from that here this afternoon and ridden obviously much more positively today. Looks a nice type.
He does, yeah. You gave him a good mention beforehand, Gary, and you weren't wrong. He was held up the last day, finished off his race well. He's a half brother to Yamal, who's got plenty of ability over further, and the Sam's a half sister to Yumzane and to Krakador, so he comes from a really nice family. And yeah, Montreal was just slowly away there, as you mentioned, but the opposite was the case with Hardy Warrior. He bounced out of the gate. Dylan Brown McMonigal got him into a nice rhythm on the front end from early. He was hunted up by South Island, but he's travelled really well in front. And the impressive part for me was when they came into the home straight and Dylan Brown McMonigal gave him a kick, and he really picked up, and quite quickly he had the race put to bed. It was a nice performance, a good step forward from his Killarney run.
South Island has run well. He kept close enough tabs on the leader throughout the race, but couldn't really get to grips at any stage with Hardy Warrior. He's well-bred sword by Pinatubo out of Hazel Bay, who represented Moyglare Stud Farm, and from one of their good families here. He pays a nice compliment as well to Benvenuto Cellini, who had him in 4th place in the Killarney Maiden. The winner went there with experience that day. Watching the race, Don, the first three here as they come across on the approach to the home turn. Was your feeling that the winner was getting it pretty easy up top?
Not really, Gary. I was kind of looking in behind. Maybe that's the case. The sectionals will reveal all in that regard. But I was looking at Montreal in behind. I thought he'd made up his ground quite easily after his slow start, and he got into a nice position just behind the pace. But here's where Hardy Warrior kicked. And he's really come away from South Island. South Island was nicely supported beforehand as well, and he had that run at the Curragh in the maiden that Dorset won under his belt. But Hardy Warrior has really kicked away from him, and he's shown a really nice attitude. He seems to be just have a really willing, nice head carriage. He's gone away from his rivals, going to the line. Yeah, it's lots to like about this.
Really is. And the runner-up had a decent run in a maiden to call upon at the Curragh as well. That race also actually contained Benvenuto Cellini. It was won by Dorset. And Hardy Warrior doesn't have any group race entries. He's qualified for the EBF Ballyhane Stakes Nace on the bank holiday Monday. That might maybe come a little bit quick on the heels of this, but obviously it's a big prize. But I'd imagine he's going to have some group race entries before much longer, Don. Of the vanquished, who in particular would you be keeping on side next time?
You'd have to mention Montreal. I know he was favourite, but it was his racecourse debut. He should come on from the South Island, had the benefit of an experience of a run, and he showed the benefit of that by running as well as he did. The winner likewise. But Montreal, after missing the break, you'd have to say that there should be a maiden within his range very quickly, and then moving on to bigger things after that, I'd say.
So there is our winner. The Joseph O'Brien Dylan Brown McMonagle axis continues to go very well indeed. Hardy Warrior lands the first of 7 races here at Leopardstown. Joseph O'Brien's horses continue in great form, and he's just completed an across-the-card double in the opening races this evening at Wexford and here at Leopardstown, where Hardy Warrior, Joseph, has really stepped up on an eye-catching debut at Killarney. Just give us your thoughts on that first run 10 days ago. Did you come away pretty happy with the way he shaped?
Yeah, we came away very happy. Gary, he was quite green, and Declan gave him a very positive review after the run. Came back here maybe a little bit sooner than what you would ideally, but going a mile, it was here or Galway kind of next week, so we made the decision to come here, and we were able to put his experience to good use. Quickened up impressively and looks a nice colt.
Did the race go roughly how you hoped it might do beforehand, with that experience really standing to him early on?
Yeah, we'd hoped to go to the lead, and I was happy that we were able to do that, and they quickened up well. Some nicely touted horses in the race, and I was, in a way surprised to see him really put 3 or 4 lengths from him in the field off the turn, and you'd have to be impressed with how he did that, and the hope would be that he'd continue improving.
I see he's got the entry in the Ballyhane race at Nace. That would be a 3rd run in a relatively short space of time. What's your feeling about that? Could he wait a bit longer for something else?
Yeah, I think we'll probably wait a bit longer, and we'll probably be sticking to a mile, and we probably won't run him on ground that's any faster than what was today. So something like the Berishford Stakes or something if the ground was on the easy side.
Long term, do you feel he's one that we can really get excited about?
Well, I think he's a horse that will be very solid, tough, and I think he's going to improve. So he's one that I think will be able to go into stakes company.
I didn't see the Wexford race myself, but I gather Claude won pretty well down there. Happy enough with what you saw?
Yeah.
I hope you saw it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, no, lovely ride from JJ. He's not, he takes a little bit of riding the horse, and his first run over hurls, he was green. He's improving from run to run as well. Delighted to have our first winner for Michael Ryan, and hopefully the horse can continue to progress. He's come forward from his bumpers, and hopefully he can continue to go that way.
And Joseph, some good chances to come tonight with TY Knot, North Coast, Dancing Teapot. How do you feel about your prospects of adding to the tally?
Yeah, sure. Listen, I think we had, as you rightly say, Gary, a few chances. The filly in the next is probably the shortest price of them all. She had a nice debut, and it'd be great if we get one more, but so far so good.
Absolutely. And just finally, Joseph, next week, obviously a very busy one in the racing calendar. We've got the Galway Festival here, Glorious Goodwood across the water. Are you going to have many runners in Goodwood? Yeah,
we'll have maybe 4 or 5 in Goodwood. Andab will go probably in the vintage. Massoon goes for a handicap, as does Omni-Man. Goody Two Shoes will probably go for Lay Langtree. Aeronautic might go for a handicap as well. And then some good prize money over there, so it's important to try and get a share of it, and plenty of runners in Galway then as well.
Absolutely, yeah, you'll be a busy man. Are you going to divide your time between the 2 venues maybe?
Yeah, I think I'll probably be in both places, depending on the day, yeah.
The only thing you can't do is be in both at once, but Joseph, well done here and best of luck going forward. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks, Gary.
Thanks, man.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.